Video is, I think, maybe 10 years behind where music was.
How do you see the future? As an entrepreneur in residence at tech sector venture capital firm Benchmark Capital, that's part of Dave Goldberg's job. Benchmark manages approximately $3.5 billion in committed capital and is invested in companies such as Friendster and Linden Research Incorporated, creator of Second Life. As Vice President and General Manager of Yahoo Music, Goldberg oversaw traffic increases from 2 million to 25 million unique users per month. Accordingly, Goldberg was named one of Billboard magazine's top power players in digital music. Dave Goldberg, welcome to Dog and Pony.
Thanks, Paul. Glad to be here.
We're going to start you out with a little thing we call Once Around the Track. That's where I ask you a series of questions, and you give me quick answers. We'll do as many as we can in about 30 seconds. Ready?
All right.
Where'd you grow up?
Minneapolis.
What was your first job?
Delivering pizzas.
How long did it last?
3 months till my car broke down.
Who's your business hero?
Bill Gates.
How many companies does Benchmark invest in at any given time?
There's, I think, probably about 60 or 70 companies in the portfolio at any given time.
Make the rules or break the rules?
Definitely break the rules.
Are you obsessive or are you a procrastinator?
Procrastinator.
Do you hit a soft 17 when the dealer is showing 7?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
That's why I always lose money in Vegas. And what is the most popular song on iTunes today?
Ooh, I don't know exactly what the most popular song is. I know the Feist song 1, 2, 3, 4 is like way up there, but I don't know if it's number 1.
You heard it here first. You've been once around the track. All right, so entrepreneur in residence. What the hell does that mean?
It's a great title. It's not quite like being a poet in residence.
Right.
The
You're an entrepreneur laureate.
Yes,
is that
exactly.
what you are?
So the idea is we look at lots of different companies at Benchmark, and I work with the partners. I don't make the investment decisions, so I only get to like do the good stuff. I don't have to do the sorry, we don't want to invest in your company thing. And I help the partners evaluate companies that they're thinking about. I help bring companies in that we think would make sense to invest in.
What are the most exciting opportunities that you see in the venture capital world out there right now?
So I think, typically people think I spend a lot of time in music. There'd be a lot of music startups. I'm actually pretty negative on the startup music space. There's some opportunities, but I've got a list of about 90 privately funded digital music businesses. So I think there's probably less opportunity in that space. But I think in other categories like video, we're still really early in kind of the conversion of video content to a completely online distribution. I think we've barely scratched the surface there. We're sort of, video is, I think, maybe 10 years behind where music was.
And what sectors or what investments have you seen where you just go, I can't believe they put that much money into that?
I do think that there's a lot of companies where people are funding things in the content space that are clearly illegal. And then hoping that once they get enough traffic, they'll then be able to raise enough money to pay off the content owners in order to like make them happy.
But isn't the opposite true?
Well,
they get enough attention,
no,
they're a lightning rod.
It worked for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so the record companies essentially kind of got paid off. And so therefore other people see that as a viable strategy to like,
right.
Hey, well, I'm not going to worry about the illegal content for now because once I get enough traffic, I can raise more money and I can pay these guys off.
It seems that some record labels or content owner strategy is actually to hope these companies come along so that they can then sue them, creating revenue online. What record label do you think has the most forward-looking strategy as it relates to the internet?
Kind of none of the above, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to come up with. Now, that's not completely fair. There's a lot of really smart people at different labels. It's just hard in the record company mentality to kind of create dynamic change. And so it's just very hard to sort of say, wow, we're going to throw out what we've been doing for the last 30 years. It seems to have worked pretty well. However, not doing it is going to make things even harder when the time comes.
Surely there's an entrepreneur that can come out there and create the label that doesn't have all this baggage, but is it a matter of the bands won't sign with them because they don't have tons of cash to spend up front?
You still need to sell physical CDs in order to kind of monetize music as an investment right now, and that's changing, and it will change. We haven't created all the new ways in which consumers are going to help pay for music to be created. So you can steal music, or you can pay for it for a 99-cent download. Neither of those is actually working that well for the long-term models. Until we get some of those longer-term models built, it's going to be tough for people to sort of come from outside and reinvent it. But it'll come. I just think we're maybe a couple years away from the physical CD business melting down to that point.
Speaking of 99-cent online music model, what is Apple doing right and what are they doing wrong when it comes to music?
I mean, Apple's done an incredibly great job. They have just out-executed everybody in the hardware space. And as a result, also, they've had a tremendous advantage in the kind of services space. I think Apple's biggest problem is anybody who has the kind of market share that they have is they're just competing with themselves. I think the one thing they're kind of missing out on is the store for iTunes was a good thing to get started with, but it's not the right long-term solution. I really think Apple should do a subscription service.
You look at a lot of entrepreneurs every day. You know how hard it is to start a business. You went through a lot of ups and downs at launch, then Yahoo Music. What were the toughest times that you had in those, 12 years?
13 and a half years. So 7.5 years at launch, 6 years at Yahoo. You're going to have a lot of great moments and a lot of down moments. I think the tough ones are certainly like raising money as a startup is a painful thing, particularly because you've never done it before. And once you've done one round, you think, okay, well, now I know what I would do differently next time. And then you go to raise the next round of money, and it's from a different group of people. So everything that applied last time doesn't actually apply the next round of financing, and that includes like going public and selling the company. So I did everything from raising angel money all the way through the life cycle events, and I don't think I'm very good at it. So we had some tough times. We never missed people's payroll, but we had to scrunch by. We had a couple times where there was zero money in the bank account, and we were like waiting to get the money in so we could make payroll and all those kind of nervous things. We got sued by the record companies the day before we were supposed to sell the company, which was not helpful. But you manage through those things. I mean, I think we had a great team of people. I think that the team is like what helps you get through that stuff. It's not any one individual.
All right, let's go to none of your business. This is where I ask you a series of questions that are slightly impolite, to which you can either answer or say none of your business. All right? You graduated magna cum laude from Harvard. What kept you from getting summa?
Too much goofing around.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it. Your wife, Sheryl Sandberg, an executive at Google, was also a classmate at Harvard, correct?
2 years behind me.
Okay, who had the higher GPA?
She definitely did.
Really?
Yeah.
So
she graduated Summa and Phi Beta Kappa.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I'm the slacker in our family by far.
Okay. Finally, with the success of Gold Marketing Group, are you now referred to as Rob's older brother?
None of your business. Yes.
That's a good thing.
I'm kidding.
All right, Dave, before we take off, anything you'd like to promote? You don't have a job. What are you going to promote?
I'll put a plug in for I think all the people that have worked for me in the past that are doing startups.
It's cool. Dave Goldberg,
Thanks,
entrepreneur in residence, Benchmark Capital. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
As always, if you've got comments, questions, or suggestions for upcoming guests, you can email me, Paul Ollinger, at paul@dogandpony.com. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.
Dog and pony, dog and pony.